Hello and welcome to Joanne's Cosmic Energy Radio Show. How is everybody doing today? I'm your host, Joanne Barry Cologne, your certified holistic personal trainer, intuitive healer, cosmic energy reader, medical astrologer, master of numerology, the creator of the Chakra Balance Numerology Cosmic Energy Forecast deck, and I'm a mom and a wife. A mom and a wife. Yes, I am. I want to make sure I said that. And again, happy September. It is the first Wednesday of the month. And the first Wednesday of the month always makes me really excited. Why is that? Because I get to spend it with each and every one of you. First Wednesday of the month. And also I get to share with you the insight, the energy, the craziness, and I give you confirmation to why you might actually be feeling a little crazy or tired, moody, cranky, or maybe uplifted, excited, joyful, wherever you stand or sit in that lineup. And that's what I come to do today on this amazing first Wednesday of September. When we think about September's energy, it's a 9. But before we dive into that 9 energy, I want to just give a shout out to 2 of my amazing advertising sponsors that help my TV show and also help me here as well. We have Nick Rafter, who is our editor, journalist, and writer. And he's also a real estate agent. So if you are in need of any of that, feel free to reach out to him. And then we also have Natad Bradbury, who is the founder of the Mystic Warrior Academy. If you've been watching my TV show on Sundays, he's been on my TV show more times than I can count. He was on there last week. We chatted about masculine and feminine energy. He'll be back on my show probably in October. And for that matter, Nick will be on my show this Sunday. So again, those of you who might be new to watching my TV show, that takes place on Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Same time as this show, so it's easy to remember, just a different show. But anyway, now let's dive in. We are in September's energy, 9th month energy. When we think about numerology, according to numerology, the 9 energy is all about things we need to let go, the decluttering, the putting the period at the end of the sentence to complete projects, and also to transform. Now let's talk about that word transform. It's a really big word and has a big energy behind it. When we think about transforming means that we have literally transformed into a different version of ourselves. None of us, whether we are conscious of it or not, are the same version of who we were last September. We are very different than we were then to now. And as we undergo this transformation, it's like the Transformers. They transform into, if I have it correctly, they transform into different types of cards, if I'm correct. I could be totally off track on that, but whatever the case is, you get the point that when we think about transforming, it's really about how we've transformed from one particular thing to another. And in this particular aspect, we're speaking of energy. We are transforming our energy. We are shifting our vibration from a low frequency to a higher frequency. And interesting enough, the entire world is going to be doing that in this month of September. The entire world. And the key component is understanding that whether you are conscious about it or not. So if you are consciously doing your work, then you will obviously be aware of the different things that's going on in your life and different people, places, and things that might be fading away because you are transitioning. Now, if you're not doing your work, you might not be aware of it, but that doesn't mean it's not happening. And hopefully, if you're listening or watching today's show, that reality of it all is I might be waking you up. I might be waking you up. I might be helping you understand some things that you might be experiencing and was not sure why you're experiencing it. Why is it that suddenly, maybe in the last 9 months, you've lost your job? Or why is it in the last 9 months you've relocated? You're moving. You're literally packing boxes at home. And you are finding yourself a new apartment, new house, maybe even bigger than that. You are really relocating from moving out of Queens to maybe moving into Arizona or whatever it might be. But the process is that there is a shift that's going on for you. And that shift is about the transformation that you are undergoing. You are undergoing. So when we think about that energy, that 9 energy in the month of September, the forecast that each and every one of us are experiencing this particular month. Now, I also want to bring to your attention that today, as of September 1st, for the next 3 days, because I always love to talk about the moon, and the moon is sitting in Cancer. And when we think about Cancer energy, Cancer is all about the home, the family, and also your pets as well. So you might have that on your mind, because when we think about the moon, we think about the heart. What's weighing on your heart? Is your heart feeling joyful, happy, and excited? Or is your heart feeling heavy, sad, and maybe even lonely? And that's the moon energy, and that's where it's going to be in Cancer energy for the next 3 days, starting today. And also, as we think about this energy in September, we've recently, not we, but one of the planets recently, which is the planet Mercury. Mercury is all about communication, technology, and it seems to be my technology is a little crazy right now. I seem to be freezing a lot, but anyway, hopefully I'll correct that in a second. Think about also scheduling and planning. That's Mercury's energy. And Mercury has just moved into Libra. And now Libra is the planet of balance and contracts. Whether those contracts are personal or professional doesn't matter. So there might be a lot of talk in our heads or with other people in regards to negotiating, changing things up, signing at the dotted line, whatever it might be. And also note that Venus, which has been in Libra energy for quite some time now, will be there for at least another 9 days. So when we have Mercury and we have Venus playing together in Libra energy, that can bring a lot of softness to how we communicate. How we communicate, where we're learning how to communicate in a more calm, loving, fun way. And also plays a role is where these 2 planets sit in your natal chart. So for example, for my chart, Mercury sits in Aquarius for me. Venus sits in, I believe, Pisces for me. And that plays a role too, because now we're going to take those 2 zodiac signs and see what house that Libra energy is floating in on my chart. So just a real quick mathematic process in my head. We're going to do Aquarius first. So thinking based on that Aquarius energy. So we're looking at it and, you know, just give me a minute just to go through this in my head. Hang in there with me. So puts me in my 8th house energy, I believe. And I think I'm wrong on that because my head, I'm trying to calculate at the same time. I'm going to try that again just to double check. I actually think it's my 7th house energy. So I'm going to just calculate again just to be confirming it. So this way it will help you Aquariuses out there in reference to how to like really articulate with this Mercury energy based on your actual zodiac sign that sits on your particular natal chart. So I'm going to do this again very quickly. So hang in there. There's going to be a little bit of quietness just for a second as I formulate this number in my head. It's actually my 9th house. Yeah, 9th house. And when we think about 9th house energy, 9th house is all about the philosophy, the higher education, and travel. Now, does that mean I'm going to really be traveling during this time? Who the hell knows? Maybe I'll be going somewhere. But I am definitely all about the philosophy and definitely also about higher education. So that gives you, Aquarius, an idea of where Mercury sits on your chart if you have an Aquarius Mercury energy. And when we think about all of this energy where Mercury and Venus, both Libra, all about the contracts, all about balancing personally and professionally, and that 9 energy of September, which is about that transformation, letting things go. We all are feeling this energy. Every one of us are feeling this energy. And you might be asking yourself, well, how do I use this energy for my most highest good? That's a good question. I'm glad you asked it. And how you use this energy for your most highest good is recognizing what you need to declutter. Now, when we speak about decluttering, we speak about the physical, so the physical things in your home, the material stuff, and also the mental stuff, the thoughts, things that are weighing heavy on you that you may no longer need, and also those emotions that are connected to your beliefs, your habits, your patterns, your programming. By decluttering all of that out and stepping into a new version of you, that helps you to transform because you start to see things very differently, very powerful for that matter. And when you think about that 9 energy of the transformation and completion, what projects are you completing? What projects are you literally completing? What are you coming to an end on? Because that's what this energy is all about. Now, what I want to dive into really, really quickly regarding when we speak about the cosmic energy, I also want to speak about numerology for a minute because we're speaking about September. We're speaking about that 9 energy of September. As we're in the Virgo energy, Virgo's all about the schedule, organizing, focusing on your health, fitness, and wellness, being more conscious of what it is you're putting into your body, being more conscious of what it is, how you are moving your body. Those two things are really important. And again, depending on where Virgo sits in your chart, because Virgo is the sun energy. And when we think about the sun energy, that determines your sun energy as well. So for example, my sun energy is Pisces. So when we think about that energy right off the back, that puts it in the 7th house energy for me. So 7th house energy for me is about that balancing the contracts, professionally and personally, based on organizing my contracts, organizing new contracts that are coming in on a professional level based on the sun energy. So again, where does the Virgo sit on your particular chart? So what I want to just dive into for a moment here is the numerology concepts of that 9 energy. And on a personal level, from 1 to 9, 11, and 22. So if you want to grab a pen so you can write down your personal energy number, and this will help you as a theme to what's going to take place for the entire month of September, feel free to grab that pen really quickly. And what I'm going to be doing while you're grabbing that pen really quickly is we're going to take a quick commercial break. As you get your pen and paper, and hopefully I'm going to be fixing this issue with my the freezing process of it all. We're going to take that quick commercial break, and I'll be right back.
Hello, my name is Nick Rafter, journalist, writer, editor. I'm happy to be offering copy editing and line editing services at competitive industry rates. If you have a book or any document that needs to be edited and thoroughly looked through, please contact me at nickrafter@gmail.com. Let's discuss how to get that work done. That's Nick Rafter, NICKRAFTER, @gmail.com. I hope to hear from you soon.
Hi everyone, I'm Natan Bredbury. I'm a veteran, Kabbalist, mystic, coach, and spiritual mentor. I have been blessed to help many students on their spiritual journey over the last 20 years. I am currently the founder of the Mystic Warrior Academy, and what we're doing is we're helping veterans heal from the inside out, overcome any sort of emotional trauma that they've been through. So if you're a veteran, a therapist, or a coach, and are interested in learning more about our program, you can contact us directly at info@mysticwarrioracademy.com. Blessings.
Hello and welcome back to Joanne's Cosmic Energy. For those of you who are just tuning in, I'm your host, Joanne Angel Barry Cologne. And before we went to commercial break, I had said to our listeners and viewers to grab a pen and paper because I am going to give you the breakdown of the personal energy for the month of September, starting from 1 down to 9 and then 11 and 22. And how you actually calculate this, just in case you're curious, is you take the month that you're born, the day you're born on, and the current year, so that would be 2021. You add those numbers together, and that gives you your personal energy number for the entire year. Now, when we use this actual number each month, that will help you to understand what your theme is for the actual month when you bring both the month's number, which is 9 from September, and the 2021, which is the collective energy. You bring those numbers together, which is a 5 energy for the entire month collectively that this particular month holds. But then we're going to do it more personally, which is your personal energy year number, and how this is going to look. And what I'm going to do my best on doing is giving you one actual word for each number, so it's not an overload of information. So we're going to start with the number 1, and we think of number 1. Number 1 is about new beginnings. So when we think of new beginnings and also September's energy of transforming, it works really nicely. Number 2 is about partnerships. So that transformation means partnerships coming together. Number 3 is about creating. What are you creating as you transform? Number 4 is about the foundation, building a foundation. So when we think about that transformation, you spent the last 9 months building this foundation, and that's what this month's going to help you continue to do. Number 5 is about the changes that you are enduring through the entire month of September, so you can change, which is powerful. Then number 6 is all about how you are healing. You are healing this month. Those changes from that 9 energy, that collective, is helping you to heal on a deeper level, so you can transform to be a better version of yourself. Then we have number 7. 7 is I like to call 7 the spiritual awakening. You are literally going to go through a spiritual awakening this month. The entire work that you've been doing from January to now is going to pay off, because all the things you have let go of and really became super clear, you evaluated, you analyzed, you sat in quiet, and you really got to know who you are on a deeper level. This energy in 7 in September for you is going to wake you up. You are the awakener in this particular month. Number 8, those of you who carry an 8 energy, is really all about your abundance. How are you going to transform and be open to receiving abundance? Abundance, whether it shows up financially, through health, through relationships, through people, through travel, whatever it may be. Then you have 9. Now, just want to pause with the number 9 for a second. When we think about the number 9 and the fact that we are in the 9th month of the year, this is super transformation. This is super let's clear the room. Everyone needs to clear the room, and only you are in that room, because you are the massive transformer. You are transforming to such a point. It's almost like what the vision that comes to my mind right now is Superman, when he goes into the phone booth. And I don't know why I got the spinning vision going on, and he's changing into Superman because he's transforming. And that's exactly the same thing that each and every one of you who hold a 9 personal energy year will be doing in the month of September. You have 30 days. Let's make that 29, because today is the first day of September. You have 29 days to transform and really rip off all the layers of you that no longer serve who you are. I find that the personal 9 energy year, those of you who carry it, you are magical beings right now, because there's so much magic coming through this process as you move through this energy gracefully. Now let's talk about the 11. When we think about the 11 carries the energy of a master healer. The master healing partnerships, transforming those partnerships. So the next 29 days, this is what you're going to really be deeply engrossed in, is really transforming, mastering all your partnerships, the partnership you have with yourself and all the other partnerships. Then we have the 22, which is also another master number, and that is all about the master of building a new foundation. So as I said earlier, when we talked about the number 2 and the number 4, the 2 is about the partnerships. The 11 energy is on a higher level. And the 4, the 22, is on a higher level of that. But you're building a new foundation, transforming the foundation on a much higher level. So there you have all your numbers from 1 through 9, then 11 and 22 as the personal energy. Now, hopefully you understood how these numbers came about. I'm going to review that again just so you're super clear. All you're doing is taking your birthday, the birthday month that you're born in. So mine is March, and then you're taking the day you're born on. Mine is the 4th. So I'm taking March 4th, 3 plus 4. I'm adding those two numbers up. And then I'm taking the current year, 2021, which adds out to be a 5. So I'm adding the 7 plus the 5. And I'm getting a 12. For me, that works out to be a 3. So I fall into a 3 personal energy year, which means I am the creator. So during the month of September, I am creating, for that matter, I'm finalizing things that I have created. I am finalizing things I have created. So I am in the midst of transforming all the things I have created in the last 9 months. And please note that the energy we speak of for September carries the vibration of all 9 months, all 9 months. So starting from January right through September, that's a 9-month period. It's so funny I use the word period. And when we think about 9 months, it's literally a birth. It's literally a birth. We are transforming and we are birthing something magnificent here, which is extremely powerful. So with that being said, what I also would like to do, I want to grab my cards and we're going to shuffle them up because I really want to help you work into one chakra today that you can begin to clear whatever stagnation, sluggishness, or blockages you might have in one chakra so you can be in total alignment to this 9 energy month. So let's see what we have in store. And if you want to sit and think about a question that you would like this card reading to help you with, feel free to write that question down. So as I read you the inside of this card, you'll see whether or not it resonates with your question to give you some guidance. So let's see what we got going on here. And again, this reading is for the month of September. And it can just hold the energy for the month of September, or it can hold the energy for the question you're asking for regarding the month of September. So here we have it. Actually speaking, I'm going to be clear. I'm going to be honest and transparent here. We have 2 cards. 2 cards showing up. First card is all about family in reverse. And I think it's really funny that the family card showed up because didn't I just say, for those of you who were here at the beginning of the show, that the moon is in Cancer energy and Cancer is associated with the family, the home, and our pets? Now note that our card is in reverse, which a reverse card just means we need to pay really careful attention. And also you might be holding some resistance in the chakra, which is the heart energy. The heart energy. The moon is associated with the heart. So you might be carrying some issues in the heart center regarding family stuff. The numbers are 1 and 5. So what I'm going to ask you here when we think about 1 and 5, 1 and 5 is that 6. So work on doing something different so you can begin to change the family matters and begin healing whatever needs to be changed and healed in your family situation. That's the first card. Second card, interesting enough, is new beginnings. And when we think about September's energy, that 9 is really moving us into all our new beginnings. Every one of us are going to be working for the next 29 days to transition all of the last 9 months into moving into something amazing, a new beginning. The chakra associated here is the crown chakra. And when we think about the crown chakra, we think about tapping into our higher self, the spiritual wisdom, the intuition, the spiritual gifts, and moving out or balancing our ego while we do this. The number 10 is the number here. So when we think about the number 10, the 10 is all about that one energy is the new beginning, the leadership, the independence, the new way of doing something because you are transforming. You are becoming a different version of you. And then the 0 is all about the potential and choices that you have because you always have a choice to be making. We are never in a space where there's no other choice. There's always a choice. There's always a different way you could do something. So ideally, as you work on these two chakras, the heart, which is the green, and the crown, which is the purple, if you work on those two chakras today for the next 30 days, that will help you to transform into something brand new and begin that healing process. So I think that's truly, truly amazing and also a lot of fun as we move into this amazing 9 energy month. And again, for those of you who had a chance to write down your number, I would love to know how the insight resonates with you. And of course, feel free to send me an email letting me know how this September month works out for you. And you can send that email to healingwithin76@gmail.com because I would love to know at the end of September how things played out and how you transform to be the best version of you. And that's exactly what September is going to help you with. And all the energy that is taking place in September with our amazing planets, where again, when we think about Mercury, which is our planet of communication, that just moved into Libra energy, so it's going to balance out that communication, help you out to be a little more calmer. And along with Venus, which is all about love, relationship, and our money, that's also in Libra. Again, also helping to balance out things. And that's really exciting. So with all that being said, we are going to take a quick commercial break. And when I come back, I'm going to have an amazing guest that's going to come on. And we're going to tap into some more amazing energy that September is going to carry through. So I'll be right back.
Hello, my name is Nick Rafter, journalist, writer, editor. I'm happy to be offering copy editing and line editing services at competitive industry rates. If you have a book or any document that needs to be edited and thoroughly looked through, please contact me at nickrafter@gmail.com. Let's discuss how to get that work done. That's Nick Rafter, NICKRAFTER, @gmail.com. I hope to hear from you soon.
Hi everyone, I'm Natan Bredbury. I'm a veteran, Kabbalist, mystic, coach, and spiritual mentor. I have been blessed to help many students on their spiritual journey over the last 20 years. I am currently the founder of the Mystic Warrior Academy, and what we're doing is we're helping veterans heal from the inside out, overcome any sort of emotional trauma that they've been through. So if you're a veteran, a therapist, or a coach, and are interested in learning more about our program, you can contact us directly at info@mysticwarrioracademy.com. Blessings.
Hello and welcome back to Joanne's Cosmic Energy Radio Show. And how are you all doing? I'm your host, Joanne Angel Barry Cologne. If you are just tuning in or tuning in, watching, however you're catching us today, just want to tap into 2 cards that I had pulled prior to going commercial break, which will help you connect with your chakra system so you can be aligned to this amazing 9 energy month. For those of you who may not be aware, September carries a 9 energy month because it's the 9th month of the year, of the entire year. And when we think about in numerology, the 9 energy is associated with completions, transformations, tying up loose ends, putting a dot at the end of a period, and decluttering. And the word I was carrying on with before is the transforming transformer. And we're all transforming. And in order to completely transform with the help of our chakras, we have the heart chakra and then we have the crown chakra. And those are two really powerful chakras to work on. Now, usually when I shuffle the deck, usually one card shows up. So every one of you got a bonus today because you got 2 cards, which means you're focusing on the heart center to really clear out any heaviness in this 9 energy month. So if there's anything going on in your life that's causing you to feel heavy, whether that heaviness looks like grief, sadness, anger, frustration, loneliness, whatever it may be, this is your time to really work on clearing that out so you can be in a space of joy, happiness, excitement. Because when you're in that higher vibration, that's when you're going to start to reap the benefits of all the greatness that your personal energy year carries. Now, if you were not on before, and you have no idea what I'm talking about regarding personal energy, you're going to definitely have to come back and watch the show again so you can find out what your personal energy year number is, if you don't know what it is, and how it correlates with the energy of the 9 and what the theme is. Because I always like to know that we have a theme. When we think about astrology, when we think about numerology, there's a theme. And those themes are like our GPS. I myself don't like to get lost. So when I get in my car, if I do not know where the hell I'm going, my GPS goes on automatically to help me get to where I got to go so I don't get lost. And I think it's the same thing when it comes to numerology and astrology. Those are the GPS. That's the theme for every month. So now what was taking place for us in August for 31 days is not the same theme that's taking place for us for September. So if you are thinking you are going to be going through the same process that you went through in August, I want to be the first to tell you that is not so. You're going to have a whole different process because August carried an 8 energy, September carries a 9 energy. So right off the back, that's going to shift up everything for you. So whatever you were experiencing in August is not the same for September. The same goes, again, when we think about August, we were in a Leo season. We are now in Virgo season. Very different energies. Leo is all about drama, creativity, expression, fun, play, and romance. Virgo is about schedules, routines, organization, your health, your fitness, your diet, movement. Very different energy. So because those are very different energy, the theme is going to be different. And why am I so darn passionate about wanting to share this? Because I want you to realize that whatever you were doing last month is not going to be the same thing you're doing this month. Very different. And this goes the same for every month because every month carries a different vibration. Every month carries a different theme. And I come here every month to share this information with you, which again, why I shuffle up my cards and why I feel so important, why I feel so passionate about wanting you to know what chakra or chakras should you be working on to help you be in alignment to whatever your theme is. Now, again, you're definitely going to have to go back and watch from the beginning to find out your personal year energy number and what the theme is for you. And when we think about that information, that will help you personally in all your relationships, including the one with yourself, and also professionally. More importantly, I think it's really important for professionally, because if you have anything going on with your career, whether it be your job, your career, you're an entrepreneur, whatever it might be for you, knowing the theme is extremely important. And I truly believe it plays a huge role. I know I myself need to be in the know. So I know exactly how things are going to flow for me. Now, when I say need to be in the know, this is not about I'm going to set everything in stone and it's just gonna work out that way. No, it's just the theme. It gives you an understanding that September means that things are going to change. September means that things are transforming, and that's the energy of September. And I'm really excited to share that my guest has arrived. So what I like to do is I like to dive into this with my guest before we dive into what she's actually here for. Hello, Alicia. How are you, my love?
I'm on top of the world, Joanne. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. Now, I was just sharing with our viewers, our listeners, and however they're watching or listening, about September being a 9 energy month and about transformations and just things shifting into a different direction. Do you feel that that's happening for you?
Absolutely. I feel it very, very much. There's a whole lot of things going on in my life, good things and greater things. And I'm just receiving it all.
Excellent, excellent. And just out of curiosity, theoretically, I never ask my guests this ahead of time because I always like you to be surprised. So what is your month and day that you're born? Not the year, just month and day.
October 8th.
Okay, I love it. So when we take Alicia's numbers, just to give our audience, our viewers, listeners, an understanding of how this works, October 8th, so we're going to take those numbers, I'm going to add them up, which the October and 8, the 10 and 8, which is actually a 9, because we're going to put that 0 to the side just for a moment, and we take that 9 plus 5 from 2021 and add it together. So what this means for Alicia is that this is the month for her year, theoretically, because this is the entire year's energy, but we're focusing on September. This is your year for change. That number 5 is all about change, freedom, unpredictability, fun, adventure, and also being patient enough to go through your changes. Does that resonate with you?
Very much so, especially the patience part. Yes,
yes. I truly believe that anything that is worth having or doing involves patience, because nothing's going to happen overnight, and that we have to be patient enough to know that as long as we put that energy out there and that energy has been downloaded to us spiritually, that is something we're meant to be doing. But just because we're meant to be doing it doesn't mean it's going to happen just like this. It takes a little time, and that's where the patience shows up. Yes?
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome, awesome. So now that our viewers have an understanding and our listeners have an understanding on how the personal energy number works, also noting that when we think about the personal energy number, it's for the entire year, but I'm emphasizing it for September. So for Alicia, she's got the personal energy year of 5, but it's emphasized for September, where there's going to be a lot of changes taking place for Alicia during the month of September. So whatever you're expecting, expect some amazing, magnificent, magical surprises to show up for you, as they should. And I'm going to want to know at the end of September what amazing things showed up and what changes that you undergone during this entire 30-day period. So you're definitely going to have to report back.
And I can't wait to tell you, because I can't wait to tell you, because it's going to actually starting something 6 o'clock this evening.
Oh, and with that all being said, I love how things just flow right into the right direction. So before you dive into sharing your big news, let our listeners, our audience know all about you, who you are, your first, last name, and exactly what you do. So go ahead and give it up.
That's a lot. My name today is Alicia Figueres Lambert. I just got married 4 years ago to an amazing individual who's a pastor. Thank you. And my background is quite diverse. I'm from Long Island, and I'm Hispanic. I went to private school, went to college, hated school, quit, and went into the Army. My 3rd day, I was recruited to be a narc for the CIA. So I had a lateral appointment for both agencies, and I traveled the world, loved it. And I was in Colombia. My mom said, "Your brother's dying of AIDS." And so I flew back to New York, and he died when I was airborne. And I decided to dedicate the rest of my life to HIV prevention. And when I landed, about a week later, I was hired by the Nassau County Department of Health to be a health educator for HIV/AIDS throughout the school districts in Nassau County, Long Island. And he actually hired me over the phone. They wanted someone who was bilingual, who had energy, who was not afraid to speak to people. So I said, I'll do it. And I spent every day of my life providing prevention work. I'm working on a documentary right now called When Was the Last Time You Saw a Red Ribbon? And I ask you that same question, Joanne. You don't see them anymore.
Red ribbons, no, you don't.
No, but in October, you can buy a pink bagel, and you can see the NFL wearing pink socks, but you don't see red ribbons anymore because it's pushed to the side. People are living with the virus. And so I'm not stopping because that's my passion. I worked in the jail for many years, educating the inmates, the school districts. I worked for Congress. I ran for governor in New York in 2010. I currently have a nonprofit called Cello for Kids that supports children of incarcerated parents. And I developed that because when I worked in the jail, I saw the void in the eyes of the inmates of not being able to be with their parents for children for whatever reason. And I just felt a strong mission to give that child a smile at least once a year. So every year in December, I host this humongous holiday party for these children. Last year, unfortunately, we did it as a drive-through outdoors, and I'll probably do a drive-through this year just to be on the safe side. But it's awesome to see the smile on these kids' faces. It just warms my heart.
I'm sure.
And I recently started a nonprofit called Candles for a Cure, because where I live next door was the hardest hit by COVID in the entire Long Island, which is called Brentwood. They had over 10,000 cases. And no one, I didn't hear anybody do anything about it to pay homage to those people that we lost. So I started an online memorial for people who have died of COVID called candlelightsforacure.org. And in July 10th, I hosted an outdoor candlelight vigil. We had over 200 people in attendance. It was beautiful, beautiful. I had a praise dancer, had elected officials speak. I had clergy from every denomination. It was just a beautiful event. And I'm doing my next one in April. It's going to be an indoor soccer field, so I don't have to worry about the weather.
Yes.
And then there'll be a VIP reception afterwards.
This sounds amazing.
But you and I know each other through a magazine that I published called Innervision magazine.
Yes.
And that magazine celebrates the spirit of altruism. People all over do so many great things, and they're not recognized for what they do. It is always overlooked. So I thought about looking at people who are doing great work, highlighting them, and as shy as they are, I force them to allow us to write about them. And I have amazing writers, and you are one of them. And I thank you for your efforts and your time. And I have to say that all of my writers do this work for a hug and a kiss. And since we've had COVID last year and we're not able to get together, we're hosting a luncheon gala in November, which I'm very excited about. So I'll be able to give everybody a hug and a kiss November 18th in Riverhead, Long Island. And we're going to be honoring a number of the writers and other individuals. We have 2 keynote speakers coming in, very dynamic. They're going to give positive messages on integrity and persistence.
Beautiful. I love it. Yes. Very nice. Yes. And you're also the editor of a new paper too, correct?
Yes. Tri-Town News is an affiliate of Patch, which is a worldwide electronic newspaper. Tri-Town News covers information from Bayshore, Brentwood, and Central Islip Township, as well as throughout all over. So I invite people to be publishers for the newspaper, and they can contact me if they're interested. You're doing that as well, and I appreciate it. You do great work, and I love the energy work that you do, because I'm all for my precious stones.
Yes. I love the energy work I do too. It keeps me grounded.
Yes, it does. It's important.
Yes. So tell us a little bit about this amazing event you got going on tonight.
Tonight, it's not an event. In January of 2020, 2021, I decided to run for office again. And I'm running for, I don't want to make the announcement on this platform
Of course.
because a number of reasons. But today we're having our first war room meeting. I have about 25 individuals that are on my team that we're going to begin to strategize. So by the end of this month, I'll have an announcement for you.
Look at that. Change, right in the alignment of what Alicia's personal energy is all about. Which brings me to this amazing understanding that, again, when we think about numerology and how it actually works, and when one can understand their actual personal energy number, it does give them the theme and understanding to what's going on in their life, how to go through, how to move forward, and not to fear it as well. And I'm sure for you, Alicia, being a 5 personal energy year number, you've endured a lot of changes, which could have led into fears. Did you fear any of the changes you've experienced this year so far? I'm thinking not.
No. I kind of, I push harder when there's a threat of fear. I'm challenged by that.
Yes. So, which you should, which we all should be. Like when there is something that's showing up that might cause us to be a little bit afraid, it's almost like the push to say, do it anyway, which I think is simply amazing.
Right.
Simply amazing. So
That's right.
what inspired you? I mean, yes, all the work that you've done up until now, what inspired you to want to write, to publish the Innervision magazine, and to have it where it is all about the spirituality and bringing all the amazing people that you write about, and you have your writers write about as well? What inspired you to do that?
It's important to give people thanks for the good work that they do, because it's so often overlooked. And I just thought it would be an easy platform to do so. I started the magazine by having it printed, and then oops, we had COVID and I had to go online. And I got to tell you, Joanne, I have been spoiled by having the magazine digital. I'm able to reach a lot more sets of eyes and do a furthermore outreach. And I just, my inspiration comes from just giving thanks to those who do good.
Yes. And how many actual writers do you have for the magazine?
About 28.
Wow. And I'm always noticing that you bring on a new one. So it's not like there's a cutoff point to how many you have. Is that true?
The world's our oyster. There's no limit. I don't even limit the words that they use to submit their articles, because if I limit their expression, it may dampen the message, and I don't want to do that. Exactly.
Although sometimes as the writer, when I hear I can write unlimited amount of words, I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, can I really
They don't go crazy, believe it or not.
Yeah.
They don't go crazy with the words.
Exactly. It just allows us the flexibility that if we need to have 5,000 words in our article, we can. Excellent. I love it. I love it. And what else is going on in your world that you're doing that you've noticed that has changed, for you this year from last year?
Sure. I married a gentleman who is a minister. He was a minister when I married him, and he became a pastor. And so I was never really into the Bible, at least not reading it as I am now. I'm learning it. I'm the wife of a pastor, and that's a whole different world. It's political. It's a whole lot of things, but they're beautiful. And I love the challenge. I love the experience. And I love the fact that he and I had gone looking for a church home during the early years of our marriage. And we saw so many things that were hurtful, and we weren't able to find a church home. And we strongly felt, month by month that went by, that maybe we're being told to start our own. And so he felt and heard the same message. And so we created our own church, and it's called Church of Divine Revelation. And I created that name because I felt that I love the word divine, and I love the word revelation, bringing news that's glorious. I thought the wording was perfect, the name. And we've been able to attract about 28 people between being online and in the church itself. The doors of the church are open, and I'm just loving the experience. And from that, I got to share with you, Joanne, that I have never been one to have a lot of girlfriends. I don't get along very well with women, at least I don't think I do. And so,
you and I both.
as
It's
first
all
lady,
good.
I don't know, but when I tell women that, they say to me, "Well, Alicia, I never got that from you. You were just so warm and you're so embracing." I don't know. It could be up here. So
Yes.
I started this Ladies' Day Life's Mosaics, and I brought a bunch of women together. About 18 women came together, and we just got together to talk about self-esteem. And I did it in an effort to bond women, one, and two, to dispel the mindset that a lot of women have, which is called crabs in the barrel, where women are always competing with each other and trying to pull the other one down. And I'm just trying to bring love and camaraderie to everyone. And so the group went really well. And so I'll be doing it every other month. The next one is October 17th. And we'll be talking about relationships. So every other month, we'll talk about a different topic. So it's healing, it's bonding, and I'm loving it.
And is it an event that's virtual, or is it an event that they come together on site?
On site. I don't want it to be recorded because a lot of things are very personal that are shared.
Nice, nice. And where is this event? Where is this event held each month, every other month?
In our church in Bay Shore.
Oh, nice. So it's local.
Yes, you can go to the website churchofdivinerevelation.org.
Beautiful. And the topic that's coming up for October or November, you said?
October 17th, relationships, all types.
Relationships, nice, yes. And that's a real big one. And when we bring it back, let's say into the September's energy, even though it's for October, that whole transformation that we're all going to be experiencing this month will definitely help, transform relationships, to take relationships to another level, friendships, intimate relationships, whatever it may be, but bringing those relationships together. And it's like you said earlier with women, when you think about women coming together, so many unfortunately try to compete with each other. Whereas if we can really get to that energy of, there's no need to compete, but if we can raise each other up, we do much better.
That's right. I agree.
We do much better because we're there to support each other. And every one of us, even if you have two people that might have the same idea, it's not going to be the same anything because they're two different people.
That's right. That's right.
So it's very powerful. I love that you're bringing all these women together. So thank you for that.
Oh, I celebrate it. I'm loving every day of it.
I think that's great. So what other things do you think you have in store that's going to bring more changes into your life at the end of September?
I'm just going to be focusing on the campaign, to be honest with you. I have a whole lot on my plate, and I didn't tell you half of what I'm doing because I don't want to take up all your
That's all
time.
good. That's all
but
good.
The focus right now will be the campaign.
That's okay. And you'll be surprised on what comes out of that campaign that's going to create more transformation for you, because it just doesn't stop there.
No.
And when we think for your personal energy, your number of the 5, it's also about the unpredictability. And when I use the word unpredictability, I want to use it in a more positive aspect of positive things that are unpredictable that show up. Such as, I'm sure, for your greatest imagination, could you have imagined yourself being where you are today based on your life where you are right now?
Oh, heck no. Hands down, no. No.
Exactly, which is the unpredictability, and also the space of being open to doing all the greatness that you were called to do.
Yeah. Even this house that we live in, I do real estate and I specialize in foreclosures and short sales. And when we saw this house, it was a hoarder house. My husband said he laid hands on the house and he said, "This house is for us." I said, "No way." Because, I think of the obvious, it's just so much work. This house filled with arts and crafts stuff. That's all that was in this house, from roof to the basement. It was totally full, and it was vacant for 10 years. It was a mess, but we did it. We did it. We gutted it out. We're living in it. We just can't believe from where we were to where we are now.
Exactly.
Amazing.
And just out of curiosity, what's your husband's month and day that he's born?
Selfishly, Valentine's Day. I don't get any attention on that day.
So he is February 14th. So he's 214. So let me just think here for a second. 14 is 5, 2 is 7, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So he's a 3 energy year. So he's all about creating. He's about communicating. He's about listening. Preaching, which makes sense to what he does. He's a great listener and communicates. And this is his year to create what he's creating. So does that resonate with you? Does that make sense? Is he on track?
Yes, very much so. He's actually going to be launching his own online television show on September 15th. It's called The Collar That Embraces.
Nice. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
See, he's creating. So again,
yes, he is.
For our viewers and listeners, see how knowing your personal energy, your number is so helpful in regards to having the theme and then seeing that you're right in alignment to it. And I think it's perfect that here Alicia and her husband are perfectly in line to their theme for this year. And all the not crazy, but amazing magic that's going to occur as we're in September. So you have a lot going on, a lot on your plate that's literally overflowing with joy and love and happiness, which is great. So yeah, let our viewers and listeners know how they can reach you.
Absolutely. You can reach me direct at 631-741-5616. That's 631-741-5616. Or you can email me at innervisionmagazine@gmail.com.
Awesome. And as usual, the show's only an hour. Therefore, we do need to jump off. But Alicia, it was so amazing having you here today. And I know you have a lot of stuff to do to move on into your day. So I don't want to keep you any longer, but I appreciate you being here and sharing all the amazingness that you are doing. And keep doing what you're doing because you're doing it amazingly.
Thank you.
I just want to give a shout out to all of our viewers, listeners, watchers, however you're tuning in here. And just know to be back here the first Wednesday in October, as I will bring the forecast for October as well. But I would love to hear how today's shows resonated with each and every one of you, how the number 9 resonates, where your personal energy number is, and you can send all that information to healingwithin76@gmail.com. With all that being said, have yourself an awesome month of September. That 9 energy, enjoy. We'll see you next month. Bye for now.
Appreciate you.